Look, obviously, I'm proud of the players and the way they played tonight. They've had a good year. We've improved in every game. I'm proud of the way they came out today and fought for 60 minutes. We knew it was going to be a game that went down to the wire, as all of our division games do. I'm proud of the way they've played. I'm proud of the way they've blocked out a lot of external factors and stuck together as a team, move forward. So that being said, I'll open up to any question you may have about this game or whatever it is going forward.
Dan Duggan, The Athletic.
Hey, Joe, I don't know if you have any Eagles gear laying around. You break it out tonight. Like, what will tonight be like for you?
You know what? To be honest with you, I'm going to go back to the office right now and start watching Tampa. I'll have the game on in the background, and we'll see what happens tonight.
Tom Rock, Newsday.
Joe, what was your take on the end of the game there with the Gallman fumble? What were you seeing on the screen, and what were you being told by the officials?
Well, we couldn't see anything on the screen. What we were relying on right there is the fact that they had already signaled it was a first down, and at that point it's got to be an obvious clear recovery to overturn that. So, we were kind of a little bit more in limbo in terms of what was going on with the review part of it. They were looking really more on the spot. We're talking through a lot of scenarios. I'm talking to Pat on the headset in terms of defenses go back out there, talking offense in terms of, we have to expect them to use their timeout. That'll give them one timeout left. Now we're in victory formation. Just talking about the scenarios going up right there. It looked like when Wayne went down, I still haven't seen a clean replay of it. It looked like when Wayne went down, he recovered it right away between his legs. That's what I saw from the sideline. I couldn't tell if that's the absolute end of it, but I just know they signal first down. So we got our offense back on the field out there.
And then on a somewhat similar play, the catch by Pettis before the field goal, it looked like video showed that was an incompletion. Were you surprised that wasn't challenged?
No, I wouldn't say I was surprised it wasn't challenged as a scoring play, so they're going to review that up top anyway. Look, as far as we're concerned, we were talking with the officials in terms of what the scenarios are going to be.
I was actually talking about the one right before the field goal, the 10-yard gain that set up the 50-yard field goal.
Oh, as far as that one right there, you know what? To be honest with you, we didn't get anything up top, indicating from our guys who were looking at from a different view that it may be a challengeable type play. We got the field goal team out there and just went ahead and executed. Obviously, if they ruled it incomplete, we may have played the situation a little bit differently. It wouldn't have been a field goal range at that point. We would have had to make a decision between go for it at that point or probably punt.
Jordan Ron, ESPN.
Hey, Joe. What did you say to your team about the idea that, through 16 games, they at least put themselves in position where you obviously have to sit and wait, but you can still win the division?
Look, my words to the team at the end of the day was just pretty much how proud I was that they kept playing, okay? What they've been able to do sticking together as a team, the progress we've made. And then ultimately, whatever happens tonight, let's just be ready to come into work tomorrow and do whatever we have to do. Make the right decisions tonight, make sure we're prepared that if something goes our way, that we're ready to go ahead and play next week. But we'll let tonight take care of itself. We had opportunities for 16 weeks. We got to make sure. Someone's got to mute their deal right there, guys. All right, we had opportunities for 16 weeks. So, look, we came in today. It was a meaningful game, obviously, put us in position to have a chance. Our guys went out and took care of business tonight. So we'll see what happens in the other game.
How much does it teach you or tell you about this team that they were, this was essentially a playoff game, an elimination game for you guys, that you were able to play well in this kind of spot?
Well, I think it shows that we've had a lot of growth as a team throughout the year. In terms of their wherewithal and fortitude, I think that showed up throughout the entire year. And I keep saying I found out a lot more about our team when we were 0-5 and 1-7 than I did down the stretch. I think that showed what kind of team and culture and foundation we've built here, the foundation pieces we have in this locker room going forward. The way these guys came to work every single day, never complained, never questioned, just came in and went to work. All right, and again, there were times early in the season where you're 0-5, 1-7, and the sound on the outside may be, how are these guys going to hold up? How are they going to do? At what point's everyone going to start questioning and looking around? The reality was they were probably our best practices. Now, we had to learn to practice better as a team and be better in execution, but in terms of showing up every day to work and getting the most out of our guys' in terms of energy and buy-in, and that's really the weeks we made the most progress as a team. So, the thing was we could just show them tape on Monday and correct the mistakes and let them understand what we have to do better to win games, and until we stop from losing games, we can't win them. And those guys understood that, and we just kept coming to work every day. So, really, we learned a lot about ourselves in the first half of the year, and that carried us through this back half of the year to have a lot more success.
Bruce Beck, NBC.
Joe, what do you think of your defense, specifically the pressure you put on them today?
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job overall. Obviously, it's an explosive offense. They're capable of scoring a lot of points. Look, I thought Andy did a real good job playing today. And, he really gave us a headache, pulling the ball down and really kind of going ahead and creating extra yards when he saw a lane. They used somebody, obviously, when he pulled it at the end of the game down there in the red zone to get the first down. That was a big play right there. Look, he's a smart quarterback. He's a tough quarterback. He's an experienced guy. We knew he was going to make plays throughout the day. Our concern was really not letting these guys make explosive plays with the ball in their hand. And we knew he was going to distribute it around and kind of find some holes and zones and kind of hit some matchups and man-to-man at times. We just had to do a good job of tackling. And, there were some times we'd be better tackling, executing as a team. But down the stretch, guys were going to make some plays.
Paul Schwartz, New York Post.
Hey, Joe. How important was it for you, first of all, to, after that late season skid of 3 games, that this was the kind of game that you guys were winning when you were playing well? This was kind of like that same formula to get back to that. And also, beating the Cowboys with a 7-game losing streak that the organization had to them, not you. Did anyone around you, ownership or front office, say anything about finally beating the Cowboys?
No, look, we've really made this about, one game at a time here, Paul. So that last 3 games, obviously, before today, it wasn't the result we wanted, but we turn the page every week, and we truly are just trying to go 1-0 every week and keep our focus centered on that week's opponent. Learn from last week's mistakes, put our focus on the team we have to play that Sunday, and play our best game. In terms of anything that's happened here before, we have a great respect for the history of this organization, the players, the coaches, all right, the stories, the games. That's a focus we put on, all right? We put a priority on our players understanding what's happened before them here. But in terms of worrying about losing streaks, look, real simple, they were different teams. And to be quite honest, next year's team will be a different team as well. It doesn't even matter if it's the same players. It's a different team. It's a different year. And all that matters is what you do each week independently against that opponent and how you play. So there's no curse hanging over. There was no 7-game losing streak for us. We just knew that this team early in the year played Dallas. We left plays on the field, and we had things we had to clean up and correct, and we were able to do that enough today to have success.
Did anyone, since the game ended from the organization, express how much they like beating Dallas, though, to you?
Look, there were a lot of smiles and hugs in the socially distanced hugs in the locker room after the game. So I think everyone right at this point right now, as we've gone through a lot, starting back in the spring on Zoom meetings, you push on forward, you go through training camp, an unconventional training camp. These guys did a great job of responding to what we asked them to. And along the way, it was the upper management, all right? It was the scouting department. It was the ownership. It was the trainers. It was the equipment staff. It was everybody in that building working with one vision, one direction. So, the culmination of what we did today, look, everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. And, again, the focus isn't on what may or may not happen tonight. The focus is on our goal this week was to beat Dallas, and that's what we did.
Stapleton, the record.
Hey, Joe. In terms of the play when they were driving after Dalton pulled it on that 4th down run, you get the pressure from Leonard on 3rd down, and the ball's up in the air. What's your perspective on that play?
When the ball's in the air.
Do you see McKinney in position, or what do you see?
Yeah, I knew we were going to have help in that part of the field because the defense that was called. We saw the pressure Leonard gave on it, and when he threw it, and it kind of floated up. At that point in the game, the balls were very slick. You saw some drops on that point. I'd say in the second half is kind of when the moisture started. By the back end of the 4th quarter is when the kind of really started affecting receivers, across the board. But when you saw the ball kind of go up there and just flutter, immediately my eyes went to the back end. I saw Zay there in position. He was able to make the play. He caught it. And then my next thought was stay in the damn end zone. So.
And he did that, though.
Yes, he did. So we stressed that enough in that situation, how it played out. There's times we give him the green light to rolling out, but, those guys are a smart group. They play well together. So he was able to make the right play situationally.
Brian, New York Post.
Joe, Sterling Shepard scores 2 touchdowns in this game, has probably his best game of the season here. He's actually the only Giant who's played in a playoff game in this uniform on your roster. I'm wondering about what you thought of him here in your biggest game of the season.
Well, I think in every game we count on all of our players to give us production. Sterling's a guy that comes to work every day. We know he's going to be a focal point of the offense. He's definitely a very competitive guy. He's a guy that this week was very banged up and pushed through for practice. You saw him as limited through practice. I'd say he was limited, but he was really grinding through a lot of pain throughout the week. But you know that when this guy gets to game day, he's going to give you plays. He's going to give you production. He's a guy that obviously we missed a lot early in the season when he was hurt. We're happy to get him back, not only for his ability to make plays on the field, but also what he brings to our team in the locker room and leadership throughout the game. He's a guy that really plays. He plays tough. He plays downhill. He plays strong. And our guys have a lot of confidence with him on the field because he's that guy in those crucial moments. He wants the ball, and you want to find a way to get it to him.
And then how hard is that play that Gallman's making there at the end of the game? To know you got the first down, you should just go down, like the balance of fighting for extra yards versus ball security there. Obviously, he already had the first down when he fumbled.
Yeah, look, the priority on that right there is we got to always have ball security. I don't care if it's the first play of the game or the last play of the game. So, I mean, look, obviously, Wayne's a guy we trust. He's given us a lot of production. That was a heck of a job at the line blocking there, him running and putting us in that position right there where at that point in the game, under a minute, they had 2 timeouts. And basically that secured the win right there for us to go ahead and get into victory formation. So it was a good run. Obviously, we'll continue working as a team on ball security going forward. That's always a priority for our team, no matter what time of year it's going to be. We're fortunate to get the ball back in that situation, and Wayne helped us do a lot of positive things today, and obviously he's a key part of why we won the game.
We'll take 2 more. Matt Lombardo, Zach Rosenblatt. Matt Lombardo, fan-sided.
Hey, Joe. Leonard Williams had 3 sacks today. How big has he been for you all year, and how important was it for you guys to get that kind of performance out of him today?
Yeah, we needed our guys to make plays, and we challenged our defensive line, to be honest with you. We really challenged them. We talked about it last time we went down to Dallas, and quite simply, we need to have a better performance up front, and we did on both sides of the ball today. Leonard's a guy that we know is a tremendous player. We love him in the building. He's a great teammate. He's fun to coach. He makes your job a lot easier in terms of coming to work and enjoying your job, but then also making plays on the field. Because really, players make coaches good or not. You can't be a good coach with bad players. That's kind of the reality of it right there. And he's a good player, so he makes us all look a lot better. We needed to get plays from him. He definitely stepped up. And, look, he's been a blast to coach.
Zach Rosenblatt, NJ.com.
Hey, Joe, what was the message to Evan, especially, he had a couple of tough drops, and then one of them obviously became an interception. I guess I know you've been really, positive with him this year, but what was the message after those?
Yeah, real simple. I just stressed to him, hey, look, the ball's slick. Let's get our hands closer together, and we're going to keep throwing to you, so get ready to catch it. That's it.
And what has Dante Pettis shown you these last 2 weeks? He had that touchdown, obviously, today, and he showed a little something last week, too.
Yeah, I think Dante's guys continued within our schemes and system of really having some production, showing he can get open and make some plays. So made another one for us today. Actually made a couple for us today. So, look, he continues to be a player to keep showing improvement. That's what we ask from all of our guys.
Hey, Daniel, I think you finished with 9 rush attempts. So I got to ask you, were you trying to do some misdirection this week, or what was up with that?
That was Wednesday. We talked last, and through the week I felt a lot better. And by the time we were here on Sunday, I felt good about running, and that was, we did it. They defended it well, and but felt a lot better and felt good here today.
Thanks.
Paul Schwartz, New York Post.
Hey, Daniel. What will the next several hours for you be like? And you're either going to put the footballs away for the season or prepare for a playoff game. I mean, how itching are you to get back out there and get this team at 6-10 in the playoffs with help tonight?
Yeah, obviously we'll be watching closely and anxiously seeing what happens in the game. So every single one of us want to be back to work tomorrow and back out on the field next week. So we'll be pulling for Philly, no doubt, and we're focused on what we were doing, this week, and giving ourselves an opportunity if Philly wins. So, we'll certainly be watching closely.
You know all the words to Fly, Eagles, Fly?
I don't.
I'm Rock, Newsday.
Daniel, 6-10 is not a traditional playoff team record. Does this feel like a playoff team to you?
I think there's been, certainly had our share of ups and downs this season, and didn't start, as well as we could have and should have by any means. But I feel like through the season we've battled and won close games, and so the record or how it looks or what's typical in the NFL. I'm not sure we're focused on that, but we're certainly proud of what we have accomplished, and certainly aware of what we need to continue to improve and continue to do to work to get better.
And what was your thinking when Wayne put the ball on the ground there at the end?
I knew he recovered it.
Right away?
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll take 2 more. Art Stapleton, Jordan Ryan, Art Stapleton, a record.
Daniel, what in terms of tonight? I mean, I know we know what you guys need, we know what it's like, but have you ever been a part of something like this where it's essentially season over if one team wins, or you win the division and you go on? I mean, what's that going to be like watching this game tonight, knowing that it's an either-or situation?
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been in a situation, quite like this, but I don't know. I mean, we're certainly going to be watching closely on the edge of our seats and hoping for Philly to win. So, we'll see what happens. I can't say I've ever been in a situation like this, but not much we can do now but watch.
Thank you.
Last one here, Jordan Rana, ESPN.
Hey, Daniel, what would it mean to you to make the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly mean a lot. I think, like we said, we've battled some ups and downs. We've played well. We've struggled at times, and we've continued to improve throughout the year. So, an opportunity to play in the playoffs, an opportunity, continue this journey with this team would certainly mean a lot, and we'd all be excited for the opportunity.
Hey, Shep, can you talk about what this win means to you and to the team as far as, you came in and you won a big game at a right time?
Right. Yeah, this is the biggest game of the season, and I'm just proud of the guys and the way that they prepared throughout the week and the execution in the game. I feel like the offense, we started off hot, and I would like to see us carry that over to the second half as well, but I'm proud of the guys and the way that they fought. It was definitely something to see.
Leonard Williams, Fox 5.
Hey, Sterling. Let me know if you can hear me. Regardless of what happens tonight, how satisfied were you with this team's preparation? Right from the jump, you guys got on the board and kind of got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to right after we got back home last week. We had a team meeting, and we knew that we were still in it. So, the guys, we all locked in. We were able to get the film that day, and guys locked in throughout the week, and we're watching film nonstop. So I knew that we were going to come into the game prepared. It was all about execution, and we were able to do that. I mean, we on all cylinders. I mean, so I'm proud of the guys, like I said.
Tom Rock, Newsday.
Jeff, two questions. First of all, about you, and you've been playing hurt all year. We all know that. Sound like you were a little bit more banged up this week than in previous ones. What was your mindset in this game? What did you want to set out and accomplish when you took the field today?
Just make plays. I mean, it's as simple as that. We're a skill group that is out there to make big plays, and that's all I wanted to do. Whatever I could do to help the team, and that was the mindset of all the receivers. So we were able to get out there and make some crucial plays for the team, and it worked out well for us.
And then my second question is, what was it like on the field after the Gallman fumble there at the end, or that he recovered, and sort of the chaos that was going on?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him get it back, so I wasn't too worried about it. When it initially hit the ground, my stomach dropped a little bit, but he got back on it, and it was all good.
Bruce Beck, NBC.
Sterling, what do you think in general of the growth of the team this year, and how proud are you to come back from the adversities you guys had early on when you had the multitude of losses in a row?
Yeah, I mean, I've been on teams where, you let things just go downhill from there when you start off the season the way that we did. And that's the reason why I'm so proud of this team, because we never had one guy hang their head and just throw in the towel. It was always like, we're going to fight and we're going to try to win this next game. And we took it one game at a time, and we got on that winning streak. Nobody got too high, nobody got too low. We just stayed at an even pace, and I'm proud of everybody for having their head high.
Ryan Dunleavy, New York Post.
Shep, we talk a lot about how you're the only guy here who's played in a playoff game with the Giants, and you're the longest tenured guy in that locker room. Mm-hmm. That might not be true after next week about the playoffs, but did you feel a sense of responsibility to start this game off right yourself?
No, I mean, we got a lot of guys with playoff experience, so That wasn't really my thought. My thought was simply just to make plays, man, and I just kept it as simple as that.
We'll take 2 more. Schwartz, Jordan, Paul Schwartz. You're both.
Hey, Sterling. Hey, you've never been in this position before. Your regular season's over. You don't know if tomorrow is clean out the lockers or get ready for a playoff game. What will the next several hours be like for you? Do you have any Eagles hats that you own? And how thirsty are you to continue playing?
I won't be caught dead in the Eagles hat, but I will be rooting for them. But yeah, I'll be with my family at home watching the game. And however it shakes out, I'm proud of this team, and we did what we had to do today to put ourselves in a chance to win this thing. So, whatever happens from here.
And one more, how about just beating the Cowboys? I mean, it's been several years.
Yeah, it's been since my rookie season. So I was super tired of that, and going into the game, that was actually going across my mind. Man, it's been a while since we beat the Cowboys. It's about time for us to get a W. I mean, we had some close ones. That one where Beasley, what year was that? A couple years back, Beasley caught that last-second touchdown on us. It was a heartbreaker. So that was running through my mind. Just let's finish this game out, and we were able to do so.
Thank you.
All right.
Last one here. Jordan Ryan, ESPN.
Hey, Shep, how you doing, man?
What's up?
What does it say about this organization if you guys can make it back to the playoffs, considering, it has been a while since you've been able to get to that point?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're doing things the right way. Coach Judge has us, preparing the right way, and we got a great group of guys, and that's what it really comes back down to is the group of guys that we have in the locker room. They're guys that are going to work hard, and regardless of the circumstances, they're going to give it all they got. And if you haven't seen that over the past few weeks, then I don't know what you're looking at, but that's what it is.
What do you say to the people that, if you do make the playoffs, they're naturally going to go, 6-10, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs?
It doesn't matter. We're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter what it looks like. We're in there, so.
Obviously, you guys are waiting to find out what happens next. But now that you've completed this season, how did you feel like this season went for you? Obviously, the numbers are what they are, but how did you feel like this season was for you?
I think this was a great season. One of my favorite seasons of my career. Not just for the way I played, but just for the guys around me. Playing with incredible guys on this defense, playing with incredible coaches. Overall team, just overcoming adversity and finishing strong right here in a division game, winning like we did, controlling what we can control. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but we did what we can tonight, control what we can control. And I think, whether what happens tonight or not, I think it was a good way to close the season for this team.
How badly do you want to play in the playoffs next week?
Really badly. I've never been in my career, and this is my 6th year in the league. So, it's been a long time, coming, and it would be fun to play in the playoff game, especially with this team that's overcome so much. I feel like we deserve it.
Matt Lombardo, Finance Writer.
Hey, Leonard, you talked about, your motivation to play in the playoffs and all that. Was that on your mind going into today? You had 3 sacks, looked pretty dominant out there, and also the fact that this had the chance to be your last game in a Giants uniform. Was that on your mind at all going into this afternoon?
Yeah, I think pretty much less playoff, but more just like wanted to finish this season strong with my team because, whether we win tonight or not, we still are relying on another team, and that's not something that I went into the game thinking about, relying on another team. I just more wanted to, success for my guys, success for our team, and finishing strong on the season, and I think we did a good job of that.
Ryan Dunleavy, New York Post.
Leonard, we've asked you a million times about blocking out the criticism from the fans, and you said you've been able to do that. I'm wondering if you're aware of all the heat that Dave Gettleman took for making the trade, and if any part of you is satisfied with, showing that the guy who took a chance on you maybe made the right call with your performance this year.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely seen a lot of, the criticism and the hate and stuff like that in the press and the media and by the fans, and, it feels good to prove them wrong, and also, show why Dave Gettleman took a chance on me. He obviously took a chance on me, and it feels good to, show him, that it was the right choice. And, in the end of the day, we had a good season, and it was all credit to, all the guys that we played with this year.
We'll take two more. Jordan Ryan, Tom Rock. Jordan Ryan, ESPN.
Hey, Leonard, double-digit sacks. I believe it's the first time in your career. What does that mean to you?
That definitely feels good. The win feels great. Feels good to be contributing to that win. And for the first time, in my career, I got double digits, and I feel like that's an elite group of guys that's been in that, double-digit sack category, and, feels good.
Was that a goal at any point?
No, I don't think it's ever been a goal. I think just being disruptive as possible is always my goal, whether that's batting down passes, just making the quarterback hurry up with his passes, anything like that. Just being disruptive as a D lineman is, my goal. I never really have, numbers in mind.
How much do you ever think, I guess, about the idea that, hey, these kind of numbers are going to equate to, a higher salary, more money, when you get to that point?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Going into the season, throughout the season, at the end of the season, today, it's never been about money to me. I kind of was drafted high, made a lot of money already in my career. I feel like if I was smart enough and I could retire now and still have enough money for the rest of my life. But it's never been about the money. I think I just more wanted the respect and to show guys the reason why I'm in this league. And like I said, it's just more about the respect to me than the contract.
Last one.
Donated some of it this way, though. You know that. I'll take it.
What's that?
I said you could donate it out here if you want something.
Last one here. Tom Rock.
Just to be clear, you're not retiring, are you?
No.
Okay. And then you guys celebrated pretty good on the interception in the end zone. Seemed like that was going to seal the win, and then Wayne has that fumble. What was it like on the sideline waiting for that replay to come through?
You know what? One thing about this defense that I love is no matter what situation we're thrown in, I feel like we always take the field ready to win the game. And even though the defense just had a great stand and stopped the offense on that long drive late in the game, if the fumble would have went their way, we were willing and ready to take the field and stop them again. And we have a prideful defense and a proud defense, and I love playing for them.
Hey Wayne, can you just kind of take us through what was going through your head on that fumble at the end there? What happened, and kind of like the emotions you were going through while you waited to find out what was happening?
Had the opportunity to break, pretty much take it to the 1 yard line, but at that time, situation-wise, gotta go down. I gotta be better. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that you work on each and every day in practice, and I'll do better.
Ryan Dunleavy, New York Post.
Wayne, did you realize you already had the first down at that point, or did you think you were still trying to get the first down?
I honestly didn't. I just felt it. I was ready to go. But that being said, same thing goes, with that situation, got to go down, got to treat it right. And I'll be better on that.
Did you actually recover the fumble with your arms after you sat on it, or you just sat on it and made sure you didn't get up?
I sat on the ball first, and then I picked the ball up, and then I put it in my arms like this on the ground.
Pat Leonard, Daily News.
Hey, Wayne, can you walk us through, so after you put it to your arms, obviously, and then the officials, first they signal you guys, then they signal Dallas, then they say you had the ball. What was that 15, 20 seconds like? It looked like all Dallas thought they had it, then you were yelling at them. Just want to know how that went in your mind and how it went on the field.
I'm sorry I caused drama, but yeah, man, it just was a big pile. The refs were, I wouldn't say they were late, but of course they seen that 54 had the ball. He took it from me when I was down there in the pile, but I had the ball already. I already knew I was down, so I was just waiting for the right call to be made, and I was stressing that very vaguely on the field. So.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Okay, one more. Tom Rock, Newsman.
Wayne, how much do you want your Giants career here to continue for at least one more game?
I love the Giants and I love my time here, but right now, I'm focused on this game tonight with the Eagles and Redskins, because we might be in the playoffs. So I'm not very sure about all that right now. I'm just focused on playoffs.
Have you ever rooted for the Eagles before?
I have not, but my best friend since third grade has been a diehard Eagles fan, so I've had one in my ear all my life.
Hey, Logan, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
What's these next, 6-7 hours going to be like for you?
It's going to be great, man. The work is done. We did all we could do at this point. Took everything we were given and made the most of it at this point. I know this time last week we were talking about embarrassing loss and hopes are down and devastation. And I told you guys that you got to keep believing, you got to keep sticking together. And the locker room never folded through bad times. And regardless what happens tonight, I feel like we run the division. I felt like we swept Washington. I felt like, the first Cowboys game, they had a great play at the end of the game to get them in field goal range, and we kind of let that happen. And we came back and avenged that with a great play on our end. And the Philly game, similar thing. We kind of failed in dramatic fashion in the end. And our 2-minute defense was being questioned. Our third down defense was being questioned. And we came back and pretty much handled Philly the second time. But I can't talk too bad about Philly. I'm a Philly fan today. I need all my South Jersey people to flap their wings tonight. So I won't beat up Philly too bad. But other than that, I feel like we're the best team in the division. We definitely deserve to represent the NFC East. And we controlled what we can control today.
What would it mean to you saying all that for this team to make the playoffs?
It wouldn't mean anything different. Honestly, we won our last game. We did everything we could. I'm not going to hang my head if it doesn't happen, and if it doesn't make me think any higher this team or any lower this team. It was an odd year for everybody. It's an odd year for this division, but we fought our division well, and I feel like we're the best team in the division, and we didn't handle the games outside the division all the time. So, we'll see what happens. But whether we make it or not, I know that's great for the fan base. It's great for the franchise. It's great to have a division banner. And I'm definitely going to accept it, but I'm not going to think about this team any differently based on the results tonight.
Art Stapleton, the record.
Hey, Logan, what were the emotions there that, late in this game? You get the pick, you're hoping to run the clock out, and then you guys got to wait and see what the officials are going to say about the fumble with Wayne. From your perspective, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? And then when you get the ball back and kneel it out, how does that kind of emotion come out?
Well, as a defense, we were preparing if our offense didn't get a first down to how much time they would have left, 15, 20 seconds, what defense we would run. So we were prepared to go back out there. And if we did go back out there, I was prepared to make the game-winning interception to seal the game. So I was looking forward for that opportunity. I wanted to slap Wayne in the back of his head for fumbling, but he got the ball back. So, look, I seen that call go against us in other ways where it felt like we came out with the ball and they rolled it to the other team. Bonehead stuff happened this year. So, hey, it is what it is. We had that call go against us plenty. I think we earned the right for that call to go to us. And, Wayne made up for it, but I definitely was looking to slap Wayne and then go out there and seal it on defense like we did the previous drive.
We'll take two more. Tom Rock, Zach Rosenblatt. Tom Rock.
Logan, what did it mean? You guys had a couple of dropped interceptions. You had McKinney had one early that was negated by a penalty to seal it defensively with that interception. What did that mean to Xavier, and what did it mean to the defense, you think?
I'm so happy for that kid, man. I love X. I understand the media that I signed up for in this market. Them signing me when X was injured, him being out of the program for not practicing with us for 10 weeks. How are we going to play Logan Ryan and Jabril Peppers and X? Who's going to go to corner? What's going to happen? And we found a way to get us all on the field. I actually told him I feel like you're going to make your first pick today. He'd been practicing well. He was part of the game plan heavy. We relied on him. We leaned on him. We put a lot on James Bradbury's plate. We leaned a lot of coverage from James Bradbury. When you're the top corner, you're allowed to do that. We put everything on James Bradbury's plate. We pushed all the defense away and dared them to throw at James Bradbury, and they still didn't. And X made the plays he was supposed to make because that's where the coverage went. And that's what a big-time player does. He stepped up in a big moment, and I'm happy for him, happy for his career because everybody tries to crack it apart. When you have three talented safeties, who's going to play who? Who's going to be the odd man out? And I don't think we viewed it like that. I think we were a very selfless secondary. You got Julian Love, who moved a corner. You got Ike Yedem, who seemed like he got benched this week. He comes in on that key third down, and he comes in the game. I think his only snap played was on that game when Jabril Peppers was cramping. Ike had to be prepared. Julian Love had to be prepared. He looked like he was up for the Thorpe Award again today, like he was in Notre Dame, his old Notre Dame days today. So a lot of him. JB, we asked him to be an all-pro today. He did that. Darnay Holmes didn't play as much as he wanted to, but we need to find a way to get all our guys out there, and that's what makes this group special. That's what makes this group stick together all year is that no matter what the job is, what the game plan is, it might not be the best for you, but but it's the best for the team. And I think that's why we deserve to be in the playoffs. That's why we're the best represented NFC East, and that's why we beat every team in our division this year.
And what would you think about facing Tom Brady in the playoffs again if that's what happens?
I texted him already. I look forward to it. I envision it happening. I'm ready. He beat me once in New England. My first year in Tennessee, I beat him. Last year in Tennessee, we obviously played this year. It's not me versus him, but I'm ready for round 3. I'm ready for it. It'll be the greatest challenge. He's the greatest test at the high-level quarterback play. No matter what the stats say, he's the greatest test when it comes to the IQ of the game. So I'm looking forward to it, and I think he'll look forward for that too. It'll be good for the fans.
Did he text you back?
Go ahead, Tom.
Did he text you back yet?
Well, let me see. Let me see. He's a busy man. Uh-oh. No, not him. Okay, no, it wasn't him. So if he's listening to this, which he's not, text me back.
Last one here, Zach Rosenblatt, NJ.com.
Logan, what can you say about Leonard Williams? Not only his performance tonight, which is obviously pretty dominant, but all season seems like he's pretty consistently been the best pass rusher on this team. Like, how much has he impacted this defense since you've been here?
Our defensive line is the strength of our team. I've said it time and time again, to make the job easy back there. They're dominant. A key to Dallas with all their receivers is Zeke. Held him under 1,000 yards rushing. I think he needed 60 yards, didn't get that. Those guys stop the run without committing many to the box. They do a great job. Leo's as good as it comes at that position. He's going to command that salary. He definitely deserves it. And I think Dalvin and BJ and Sexy Dexy, all them guys, man, they're just dominant, man, and they really allow us to do the disguises, to run the too high stuff, to do everything we do. It has to all work together, and they're very selfless. They're a special group. They have a lot of fun, and they're very violent, physical, big men down there in the box. So it's great to watch their camaraderie and their bond, and I definitely hope to build a secondary to look like that and continue to have that bond at that defensive line had, because they got something special.